All right, here we go. Question number 4 from our 0314 homework number 5 in MyLab Math. And the instructions say subtract, simplify by removing a factor of 1 when possible. Okay, so in order to add or subtract fractions, we have to have a common denominator. In order to get a common denominator, any denominator that can factor needs to be factored. And so we can see that the first denominator is a standard trinomial. And so we're going to try to factor that. If we read the signs, we can see the signs have to be different. A minus at the back makes them different. And then if we fill in the blanks, v times v makes v squared. Numbers that multiply to make 40, that subtract and make negative 3. What is that? Numbers that multiply to make 40 and subtract to make negative 3. I'm thinking 5 minus 8. Negative 8 times 5 is negative 40. 5 minus 8 is negative 3. Now, for the other denominator, we have the difference of two squares. And the difference of squares always has different signs. And then we fill in the blanks. V times V, 5 times 5, okay? So, now what we need to do, now that we know what the denominators are factored, now we need to find a common denominator. So I notice that the second denominator is missing the v minus 8. And so he needs a v minus 8. If I give it to the bottom, I have to give it to the top. And the first denominator is missing the v minus 5. He needs a v minus 5. If I give it to the bottom, got to give it to the top. And now if you take a look at those denominators, you're going to notice that they both have a v plus 5, a v minus 5, and a v minus 8. Do you see that? They both have exactly the same stuff. V plus 5, v minus 5, v minus 8. So now we can write a single fraction with our common denominator, v plus 5, v minus 5, v minus 8. And we're going to need to do the FOIL method on both numerators. So let's F it up. Here we go. 7v times v, that's going to be 7v squared. On the outside, negative 5 times 7v, that is a negative 35v. On the inside, negative 1 times v, that's negative v. And last but not least, negative 1 times negative 5, positive 5. Now, notice in the middle we do have a subtraction. And so that means when I crank out the FOIL method, this negative is going to have to distribute to every term when I FOIL. Okay, so just remember when I FOIL, every sign has to change because of this minus sign here. Here we go. V times v, that is a negative v squared. On the outside, negative 8 times v, that's negative 8. Change the sign. On the inside, negative 7 times v, change the sign, plus 7v. And last but not least, negative times a negative makes a positive. Change the sign, makes a negative. 7 times 8, 56. Isn't that great? Man, I hope you're following along. Now we're going to do a little CLT, a little combined like terms. 7v squared minus v squared, that is a 6v squared. And then I've got negative 35v and a negative v, that's negative 36v. Plus 8 would be a negative 28v. Plus 7 would be a negative 21v. And then last but not least, we have the constants. 5 minus 56 is a negative 51. all over the common denominator. V plus 5, V minus 5, V minus 8. Now, there is a chance that that numerator would factor and simplify, but I am going to guess that it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Although I know it says simplify your answer, I'm going to hope that that's simplified completely. If it's not, I'll have a chance to simplify it. All right, so then in the bottom we have V plus 5, V minus 5, V minus 8. All right, fingers crossed. Oh, wow. Man, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those in the comment section below, or you can text me. And thanks for watching.